Hello friends, welcome to Srivali's kitchen. Now I'm going to show how to prepare tomato rice. Now that the rates have come down to a normal level and we are getting tomatoes at almost 20 rupees per kg, I've decided to make the tomato rice. For that we need tomatoes about 300 to 400 grams, a few vegetables. If you want you can just add potatoes and peas, green peas, but I prefer to add carrots, beans, potatoes as well. You can even add capsicum, bay leaves, onion sliced, green chilies sliced, coriander for final garnishing. And these are the ingredients we need to make the masala or the paste. Coconut pieces, mint leaves, ginger, garlic, 3 to 4 cloves, small bits of cinnamon sticks. I'm using white pepper. You can use normal black peppercorns as well. Coriander seeds and poppy seeds. We are going to grind these by adding some water into a nice paste. Then meanwhile we are going to just saute the green chilies and onions. For that I'm taking a heavy bottom pan. To this I'm adding green chilies. So let's add the tempering first. Mustard seeds, cumin seeds. The oil is nice and hot, so the mustard is already flattering. I'm adding the cumin seeds, the mustard potato, and now I'm going to add the green chilies. The bay leaf. But because I prefer to wash the bay leaf, so I'm going to add the mustard and add the onion. This is going to cook until the onion turns light brown in color, and then I'm going to add the vegetables. Meanwhile, I'm going to grind all these to form a nice masala paste. You can add water to this to make it a good smooth paste. Also with the tomatoes, what I'm doing is I'm just going to roughly chop the tomatoes and give them a nice grind one. I don't want to make those into a smooth paste, but I'm just going to give it a rough grind so that I'll have all the juices of the tomatoes along with few rough pieces. We're going to keep all that ready when the vegetables and the onions cooking. And I'm also going to soak the rice for 15 minutes and then add the rice to the mix. The onions have turned light brown and they're also cooked. So now I'm going to add the vegetables. The potatoes, the carrots and the beans. At this stage, if you want, you can add a little water just to let these cook a little more faster. Otherwise you can just cover it with a lid and keep cooking. It depends on how you want the vegetables. If you want those half raw, let it cook as it is. Otherwise you can just add some water, not much, a little bit of water. Keep the heat on medium and let it cook. Meanwhile, what I did here was I browned the spices to a paste like this, and I've also ground the tomatoes to get this puree like thing mixture. You can see that it's got few tiny bits of tomatoes in it. I'm going to add these later one by one once the vegetables are nicely cooked. The vegetables are nice and soft. You can see the steam rising out of these. Now I'm going to add the ground paste. I'm just going to add the paste, add some water to it so that the paste doesn't stick to the walls of the pan. and I'm going to add some turmeric powder and let this cook for about 2 minutes. And next I will add the tomato paste. If you want, you can add tomato pieces also, but what I've seen is that when we add pieces, the flavor of the tomato is not getting completely infused into the rice, and it is difficult to tell whether we are having tomato rice or just a mixed vegetable rice. So that's the reason I've started to grind the tomatoes and add it, so that it releases a nice intense tomato flavor. If you want, you can add some tomato sauce as well. And since we already have spices in this masala mix or the paste, I'm not adding any other spice powder. I'm just going to let this come to a boil, and then I'm going to add the tomato paste. That will take about 2 minutes. The mix has come to a boil. Now I'm going to add the tomato paste. Some water to it, a little, not much. Give it a good mix and let this also come to a boil. Meanwhile, what I've done here is I've soaked rice. I'm using normal rice. You can use basmati also. Even with basmati, you just have to soak it for about 10 to 15 minutes. And once this mix starts to boil, I'm going to add the rice to this and let it kind of fry for about a minute or two. And then I'm going to add water, salt, mix it and cover with lid and let it cook. Finally, I'm going to add some chopped coriander, mix it up and serve it with raita or any simple curry or salad. Tomato rice can be eaten on its own without any kind of a gravy or a heavy curry, because it already has all ingredients it needs. So it already has all the flavors in itself. So we don't have to specifically add anything, but a raita would be good. A plain simple raita, just some beaten yogurt with onion and tomatoes, and that's it. Or a simple salad. So we're going to just let this boil for now. Now is the time to add the rice, the soaked rice to this. We're just going to add rice without water. This has already got some water in it, but we are going to add remaining water later on. Mix it up nice and good. Okay, this is cooking already, so I'm just going to add water and salt to this because it's continuing to cook even as I'm adding rice. You can see the steam rising out of it. What we'll do here is add water and salt and cover it with a lid. Keep the heat on simmer to medium, preferably somewhere between simmer and medium. Since we've already added water 2 or 3 times, we are going to add water less than what is required. The normal ratio being 1 cup rice to 2 cups of water. So we are not going to add 2 cups of water because we've already added water twice or even thrice before. So I'm going to add water now. I'm mixing it up in between. Okay, let's add the water now. Right. Yes. And mix it up. And then I'm going to close the lid. Okay. since I'm cooking it in a cooker, I'm just going to take off this. Okay, that's the leftover. And cover it up. I'm going to keep the heat somewhere between simmer and medium. And then I'm going to let it come to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, I'm just going to remove the lid, check it out, give it a good normal mix, and then I'm going to cover it again. I haven't put the gasket on, I'm just closing it casually, that's it. You don't want to put the gasket on it. So this is going to take about 10 to 20 minutes to cook. Then I'm going to add the coriander leaves. If you want, you can squeeze half a lime or lemon to this and also mix it. That will also give a very good taste. Almost 20 minutes later, I have put the heat on simmer and you can see that it is almost cooked. There's a little moisture in it and the rice is yet al dente, which means we have to cook it a little more. And now it is time for us to just add the coriander leaves. Gives us a nice mix, and we're going to remove the lid and let it cook now. You can see this nice reddish color, the shade to it. I'm going to mix it up nice. Then I'm going to let it cook for another 2 to 3 minutes with the lid open and let it sit. After turning off the heat for another 5 minutes, then I'm going to serve it. Those 5 minutes is going to make sure the rice is nice and set and ready to eat. So this will take about another 7 to 10 minutes totally, and then we can serve it. The rice is completely cooked and it is also set. I've taken it into a serving bowl, decorated with a small piece of coriander leaf. So tomato rice ready to serve just as it is, or with plain simple raita. Thank you for watching. If you like my videos, subscribe to Srivali's Kitchen. Have a nice day.